Get my 6. What a creepy night last night was. So last night, just a 30 seconds or less recap. Many of you have probably seen the video already. So I'm coming home after dark. I've gone into town to meet with some friends, run some errands. And coming up the driveway, pitch black dark, got my high beams on, and like halfway up my meadow here, which is over on the other side of me, I see these glowing yellow eyes. We've got movement already. Just watch back here. Okay, so I rush into the house, kick off my yuppie clothes I was wearing because I was in Charlottesville, so, when in Rome, do as the Romans. Kicked off the yuppie garb, got all hillbillied out, put on the heavy coat, the inside out orange hat, and my crap kickers, my Rocky hunting boots. Got the flashlight and the phone and came up here and started recording. And just as I was telling about what had happened and what we're going to do, go try to find it, we heard the most blood-curdling screams. You've got to go back. It happens at about the 1.5 minute mark in that video. 3 or 4 screams. I'd never heard anything like it. Last night after I uploaded and published a video, my beautiful bride Dearly, aka Giggly Girl, and myself listened to it, and she got scared. She said it sounded like a woman in the middle of the woods screaming. There's only one thing that I know of that sounds like that, and that's like a mountain lion, and supposedly we don't have those here. We're in Central Virginia, and supposedly there's been no mountain lions here since the late 1800s. However, I will share this story with you, and maybe it's a story I shouldn't share, but we had one of our viewers who lives within a 30-minute drive of us here contact us on the channel and tell us that they're good friends with folks who work in the National Forest Department, park rangers or whatever, and supposedly one of them told her that there are mountain lions in this area, and they know it, but they don't advertise it because they don't want the poachers coming out. And I get that. As beautiful as all these creatures are, and as rare as some of them are, such as the mountain lions and potentially Bigfoot Sasquatch, it amazes me how people would feel some sort of like they're a winner if they go out and kill one of these things. So I can understand why they'd be hiding the fact that they're here if they are here. Maybe we heard a mountain lion. I don't know. But so anyway, this is the morning after. And so what I'm doing here is I'm doing 2 things. Okay, I'm doing my morning run, and I'm going to address that here in a minute because I made a claim. I made a boastful claim last month on several occasions that I've not revisited, that I'm going to today because I've been called out on it. So I'm just going to do a light 15-minute, almost a jog. It's barely, because I'm overcoming some injuries. I got injured here a few weeks ago. I had my neck in a brace, my arm in a sling. It was just kind of a mishap, we'll call it. But I'm back. I'm training again. And so what I'm going to do, I always put the camera up here and I'll record. You can see me running way down there, half a mile away as I'm doing my loops around my property, a third of a mile away. 3 laps is a mile. But I'm going to do something different. Now, this might be somewhat of a boring video, but it might end up being a very intriguing video. I'm going to place the camera in the woods, and I'm going to be running out here in the fields and in the meadows on the trails we've got that we keep down. We manicure these trails so that I can train here and walk here. It's just beautiful. So you won't see me running, but you're going to be watching the forest, the very forest through which him, her, it, or they creep up to watch almost everything we do. Okay? So we're not going to be just watching the tree line. We're going to actually be in the forest watching the forest. Now, here's a note on my boastful claim. I guess I was feeling my oats there first part of October because I ran and won my first 5K foot race. I ran one last year and was beaten terribly by so many people. But I won this year. It was a virtual 5K, but hey, no one crossed the finish line here on my homestead before me. I crossed that finish line first, so I won. And it was the first time I've won a foot race in almost 20 years. And it shocked the sporting world, because, I'm 46 years old. I'm far past my prime. I was a very competitive national class distance runner in my youth, state champion in high school, collegiate level, 5,000 meter runner. But I'm 46. I got a Twinkie belly. Look at that. And I'm not sticking it out. It's sticking itself out. It's sticking itself out. That's not me. You know, got back injuries from the war and just from life. Gravity catches up with all of us. So anyway, but I won that 5K. And so I thought I'd up the ante. Okay? And I boastfully claimed, and make sure you're getting my 6 while I'm jibber-jabbering here. I boastfully claimed that I would win the 2020 Tokyo Summer Olympic 1,500 meter final here in the beautiful Blue Ridge Mountains of Virginia in the fall of 2020. I made that claim. And I stick by that claim. But then I got hurt. You know, I'm walking around with my neck in a brace, my arm in a sling. And I wasn't going to address this, but I am now, because somebody knows how to actually treat people. No, it's not this person. Some vertically challenged individual who lives under a bridge commented on the video in which I was clearly injured. They said, I bet you're faking your injuries because you finally realized you've been bragging about doing something that can't be done. You're not going to win the 1,500 meter Olympic gold medal this fall for the 2020 Tokyo Olympics. That's what they said. And if their profile was accurate, it looked to be like a white male in his 60s probably. And I just assumed this was someone who either never had any goals, or if they did, they never achieved them. So, of course, they want to beat others down so that they don't achieve their goals. What a painful way to live life. So I prayed for that individual. I said, Dear God, please bring this vertically challenged individual who lives under a bridge and has never achieved their goals, or maybe who has never had goals, the same health, wealth, and prosperity that I feel you have so blessed me and my family with. Amen. Then I banned him. Because that's how we roll. We bear no ill will towards those who bear ill will towards us. We pray for those people. Then we ban them. Okay, but a couple weeks later, and this is just a few days ago, one of our wonderful, loyal, faithful, supportive subscribers said, hey, you haven't mentioned, your goals of winning the Olympics this summer in the fall, or this fall. You haven't mentioned your goal of winning the Summer Olympics this fall. Have you scrapped those ideas? Nay, ye of little faith. We're going to do it. We're going to do it. And I've upped the ante. I have upped the ante. Sure, I've had to push it back. I've had to push the race back a little bit because of my injuries. But it's still going to happen. I am proclaiming right here, right now, and this is what I'm getting ready to train for. And while I'm training, the camera's going to be out here watching to see if anyone or anything's sneaking up to watch me train. Once again, I'm proclaiming I'm going to win the 2020 Tokyo Summer Olympic 1,500 meters final in the fall of 2020 in Virginia. See, they believe me. What's that? All right, let me find a place to set this camera up. I've got to work out. I've got to prove the naysayers wrong. I got to prove this individual who's never achieved anything. You know what? That's not even accurate. I don't have to prove anything to anybody. I don't even have to prove anything to myself. You know what I want to do? I want to do what makes me happy. And from the time I was 16 until I was in my early 20s, when I was very active and competitive in distance running, it was my goal to win an Olympic race, to win an Olympic final. Everybody's complaining about COVID-19 and, I can't do this, I can't do that, and I'm not making light of it. But I'm trying to show the world that during these days of COVID-19, we can all do whatever it is we want to do. I should have brought a tripod. I'm trying to find a tree that has two limbs on it that are like at the same spot. Here's a vine. Those vines work good. Now, do we got a view from that? No. Unless you want to look up. How about that? Nah, come on, crazy lake. All right, guys, let me turn off the phone. I'm going to find a proper angle. Okay, guys. This is a pretty good angle. I've got the phone leaned up against that giant red oak tree that our friend Jen Brown told us about on Halloween. So you're looking into the very forest back here that we looked into on the nights that we read from October nights from up here. This is their main trail of travel when they approach from the forest to come to the meadow to observe what we're doing down there, okay? So all that's on the other side. I'm going to be running over there. You're not going to see me, okay? This might be a boring video because it's going to be from this point on. It's going to be long. From this point on, it's going to be 15 minutes of forest. There are no clouds. As you can tell, it is sunny, but there are no clouds. Not a single cloud. Look, well, I don't want to lose this angle. There's not a cloud in the sky. So if you see something that looks like a shadow and it just disappears, it's not. There's no clouds crossing the sun. Watch while I train to do what everybody thinks is impossible, winning the 2020 Tokyo Summer Olympic 1500 meter final race in the fall of 2020 here in the beautiful Blue Ridge Mountains of Virginia. Go Who's Go. Great win over North Carolina in football last weekend. Trying to remember who we play this weekend. I'm not sure, but we're going to win. All right, I got to run. We are squatching and training at the same time. I know what you're saying. You're saying, Crazy Lake, you shortchanged yourself by about a minute. We heard it when you started running. You went back there and got ready. Took you a minute. That wasn't 15 minutes. I didn't shortchange myself. I pushed myself past a barrier that presented itself. It's called pain. Pain will lie to you. What it is, it's not really pain. It's called uncomfortableness. Most people start to feel uncomfortable and they think it's pain. You got to push, and you push through it. So I ended up running this 15-minute course about a minute faster. I just heard footsteps, something scurrying up there. So I'm going to take you with me on the cool down. Heard something up there. Okay, so guys, I know I sound like I'm nuts, but listen, a lot of us have some extra time on our hands. Yeah, that's something I get regularly from vertically challenged individuals that live under bridges. You have too much time on your hands. You must be bored. You need a job. You know what I do? I pray for them. Then I ban them. I would say it's a safe bet to say that during these days of COVID-19, many of us have a little bit of extra time. So here's your challenge for the day. And here's the challenge for the rest of your life. I want you to pull your own Crazy Lake. Remember who or what you wanted to be when you were a kid and go out there and be it now. Okay? I wanted to be an Olympic champion when I was a kid. I'm almost 50. I'm going to do it now. You do the same thing. I don't care if you're 70. I got a buddy I was talking to the other day. He's 77. He's still trying to figure out what he's going to be when he grows up. And in the meantime, he's having a heck of a lot of fun trying out a lot of different options. So thanks for being here with me today. If you saw or heard anything while I was training, put a timestamp. If time permits, I'm going to try to get back out here tonight and see if we can capture that old yellow-eyed demon or whatever it is out here making those blood-curdling screams. See you for more then.